Novak Djokovic has been defended by renowned coach Patrick Mouratoglou after standing by his decision not to get vaccinated. The world number 2 was deported from Australia at the start of the season and later admitted he would miss more Grand Slams over his vaccination beliefs. The coach of Serena Williams has now said Djokovic's behavior is the perfect example of how to become the world's best player. Djokovic caused controversy when he arrived in Melbourne for the Australian Open unvaccinated and was ultimately deported on the eve of the tournament, and later gave an in-depth interview on the saga, saying he'd be happy to also miss the likes of Wimbledon and the French Open if they required vaccination. "Yes, that is the price that I'm willing to pay because the principles of decision-making on my body are more important than any title or anything else," he told the BBC. After finally starting his season in Dubai last week and losing in the quarter-final, it is not known where or when the Serb will next play, as most countries and tournaments currently require players to be fully vaccinated. Although Djokovic is now struggling to play a full schedule without the jab, top coach Mouratoglou has commended the 20-time Grand Slam champion for sticking to his beliefs despite the consequences. "I think that Novak's choice is courageous," he said in a YouTube video. He explains to the entire world why he is such a champion. He is not scared by what is going to happen to him, and he accepts the consequences of it. People can have the feeling that he puts tennis second, and in a way he does, for the first time in his life probably. He probably believes that the other quest is bigger than tennis. The Frenchman also thought the 34-year-old had a right to make his own decision, remaining impressed with Djokovic's commitment to sacrifice his status for his beliefs. As continued, he now knows that not being vaccinated puts him at risk of not becoming the greatest player of all time. And knowing that, he says, "I keep my line, I'm not gonna get vaccinated." Unfortunately, we live in a world where we don't respect the belief of the people so much, and I think it's a great asset to stick to what you deeply believe. He doesn't believe in vaccination, which again, is his right. Mouratoglou, who also works with the likes of Stefanos Tsitsipas and Coco Gauff, touched on the Serb's strict regime that includes having complete control over his body, lauding it as the perfect example of how to behave. He has spent his whole life making sure that his body is in the best possible shape, going into details that you have no idea about, the 51-year-old said. When you have lunch with Novak once in your life, you know how much he weighs, every single element that goes in his plate, the quantity of everything, the quality of everything. That's incredible. He is the perfect example of how you should professionally behave to become the best player in the world. He is obsessed with that. And the high-profile coach noted how tough it would be for Djokovic to compete in the midst of controversy, hailing the world number 2 as a competitor for managing to do so. "He has a lot of people against him, and we know that for the top athletes it's very difficult to have a lot of people against you because you are competing in stadiums. The role of the crowd is the key. It's natural to want to be loved and embraced by the crowd." The statement he made about not wanting to be vaccinated, he knows millions of people were going to be extremely aggressive against him. As a lot of people that are very strongly minded, the more you attack them, because he can feel being attacked, the more he is defending himself. I call it a competitor.